Okay, Jim, guys, and let's start. Well, hello everyone. I am Nora, and it's very exciting to host the Crypto Market Insight session with our guest. Today, we are thrilled to have with our guest who will be sharing their opinions on the market trends. As a host of today's discussion, I'll be leading us through a thought-provoking conversation that promises to be both informative and engaging. So, whether you are an experienced user or just getting started, we encourage you to sit back, relax, and join us for what is sure to be an enlightening discussion on this week's market performance, trends, and hotspots. While the live session is broadcasting on CoinW live channel and CoinW's YouTube channel, welcome all to watch and leave your opinions or questions about market coin exactly in the comment. Our guest will pick up some to answer. Yeah, and welcome our guys to our live session. In this part, we would like our traders to share your market insights on any crypto tokens you want to talk about. Please be free to share the screen to let us watch your charts. And let me check. Yeah, our audience can join the CoinW official community to claim the 20 USDT rewards. And please check the live details for the link. Firstly, let's welcome Priya. Yeah,
Hi, good evening. Hi, Nora.
good evening.
Hello. So, welcome everyone, guys. So today, I'm super happy to share you that the U.S. government shutdown was over. So that I think when it starts over, we everyone was got excited to see the big bull ride. So, but right now, what you have seen is it's really started to move in a sideways for sure. Because from morning onwards, little bit buying pressure we have seen. Even though when it's a struggle, it is keep on struggling to give a breakthrough. The ones that starts give a struggling to break through on 105, and right now it's struggling to give a breakthrough on 104. So this is not a permanent actually. So here it is again started to react in a sideways, and how long the sideways is going to happen might be, I think we can expect a bigger volume of buying. So when you can see that Bitcoin has pulled back slightly, and now it's trading with the position of 103 something. So that is what today it was also down about 1.7 percentage within a 24 hours we have seen. And same when we look into the Ethereum, the same stuff is happening. So nearly 3500, which is also a bit more resilient than the Bitcoin. So the key zone for the Ethereum is also struggling in between 3,400 to 3,600. So breaking through those resistances quite difficult in this situation. Why? Because still there is no more investors was not at arrived to the cryptocurrency, but I think somewhere else we are seeing that the market, like even a gold was increasing. But uh, when you think about the crypto market, so it is cautiously positive today. Okay, because even XRP jumped around 4 to 5 percentage today. When it comes to the other altcoins, I noticed today that XRP was reached nearly 4 to 5 percentage, which also shown a strong buyer interest towards it. So this signs that while the majors are cooling off, and these are also rotating into a high potential altcoins for a quick profits actually. And we also are waiting for the all season and the altcoins to give a bump, so people also started to invest as into those. But when it comes to the BTC is base for everything, right? So this basement is right now in a sideways moment, even though today the government reopen sign was happened. So maybe in upcoming days or maybe the next week we can see the big rally. So it is not gonna happen suddenly. Maybe some more big whales is expected so sooner. So what I think is we are into the transition phase again. So we are noticing more bottoms again and again, and market corrections is keep on happening. So these are majorly counted as a transition phase, and it's not a full bull run it. but definitely not in a bearish breakdown either. What I think is actually, so maybe the where the smart positioning and selective trading really matter here. So trade with caution always. If you are making with the futures trade, please be aware, because if you're making a intraday trading and if you're making a money, it's enough. And if you're moving it for the further as a swing trade, whatever, so there is a highest a possibility for liquidity. So please make sure to trade with a cautious. Market is highly volatile in this time period, so be aware. Thank you.
Oh yeah, sure. Thanks for Priya. And yeah, Priya, we have a question from our audience. Yeah, the question is, are we still going to see a bullish movement? Yeah.
Yes, of course. We have a full sign for a bull. So there is no need to worry about the bearish breakdown again. Um, it's lost of because it's sustaining. The market is keep on sustaining. BTC is sustaining above 100k or 101. So that is what best to see with the market, and even if it's moving above than 100k, that is also a good sign for the bullish. And even the government, US government reopen and $2,000 he's gonna deposit. So everything is going to be a big expectation towards a big bull run. So no need to fear about the bearish actually.
Oh yeah, sure. Thanks for your answer. And yeah, next one, let's invite Delight. Yeah, nice to see you here.
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, let me just share my screen quickly. There we go. Can you see my screen? Oh, there we go. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to start off with Bitcoin, and then I'm going to go through some altcoins, and also I want to speak about also like, are we in like a bit of a bull or bear cycle, or whatever's happening right now. So the thing with Bitcoin, and a lot of people are speaking about, this trend line. If Bitcoin does dump or does break below this level, we could potentially see like prices of like 90, like low 90s, which is definitely possible. But it's still, it still doesn't really matter. Even if we come to these levels, like this zone over here, which is literally around 86 to 90, 93. I mean, this is a potential zone that Bitcoin can potentially grab. Um, this is the weekly time frame, so just bear in mind that each candle represents 1 week. So, this was last week's whole trading week. So if this were to happen and we do break this 100,800 level, then I would expect price to come here. But my whole thing is, as long as we do stay above this zone, then you don't need to worry about, potentially coming to this level, right? But if we do break below, 108,000, sorry, 100,800, then that's when we have to start potentially worrying in terms of, getting a little bit lower here for Bitcoin. But I don't think we're going to get lower than around about this zone. Okay. I do think that we're going to bounce from this zone and potentially make, new all-time highs for Bitcoin. Okay. And we are super close for a potential move. And then there's always the upside, right? We could potentially bounce from this level currently. Okay. But the problem is on the daily time frame. That was on the weekly. If you go down to the daily time frame, you can see we still like trading below this trend over here, and we've tested this support multiple times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, we've tested this level. Okay, so the problem is the more you test the zone, the weaker it gets, right? So if we keep testing the zone, there is a chance that we can potentially break this level. Okay, so I am obviously looking at that for Bitcoin right now, because structurally on the 4 hour as well, we couldn't take out these highs from yesterday. Okay, so the problem is, we still in this bearish kind of structure in terms of like lower time frame. So there is a potential for Bitcoin to actually come down from these current levels, but I don't think, we only need to start worrying if the daily candle starts closing below these levels. Okay, but honestly, this is the key zone. If Bitcoin taps these like this level here, then I'm literally gonna go all in terms of crypto. So if price were to actually come down and tap this level over here, then that is a sign to potentially just jump into. I'm not gonna just tell you guys exactly like what to do, or like I'm not telling you you should do this, but this is what I'm gonna be doing. Right? If price were to come down to the zone, I think that's a good buying opportunity for the next push up. Okay, so that's Bitcoin. Then if we look at total three, so basically total three shows you the market cap of all the altcoins. Okay, So think about all the altcoins. This is basically what this is the market cap of basically all the altcoins. Okay, and if you see for what has happened, this is since December 2024. Okay, price has been holding above this level here, 900 million. Okay, 900 billion. So price has been holding this level for around about a year and a half. Okay, and you can see a couple of days ago, price came down, we tapped the zone, and we're still holding the zone. So that is still good for the altcoins. If we were to lose this level here, then that would be, that would be a sign to be like, okay, this we're gonna go into quite a bear market or something like that, right? But honestly, I still think that if total three can close above 986, which is a key level, then I'm literally just gonna jump into a lot of long positions. Okay, so if we start closing this daily candle above this level here on the total three, that is a sign that we're gonna potentially get a massive move for the altcoins. Okay, so we are pretty close for a potential move. So that's why it's a bit tricky right now. That and Priya said it well. Like this market's very choppy, very risky because we're getting a lot of moves to upside, we're getting a lot of moves to downside, grabbing liquidity. So intraday trading and even probably swing trading is a lot harder than scalping right now. But in terms of like bullishness, I want to see total three get above 986. If you guys are trading, I would suggest putting this on your charts, this 986 level, because once we do break this level here, I do think we're going to see a massive move. Okay, so that is total three. And then I want to speak about something very interesting, which is also quite a bullish thing for the market. And this is USDT dominance. Okay, so basically USDT dominance shows us like the correlation between it's like an inverse of what Bitcoin, because when you trade in crypto, you're trading it against USDT. Okay, so if USDT dominance goes up, crypto goes down. Okay, and you can see that we at a multi-year trend line, right? So since June 2023, right, this levels hold as resistance. Okay, so I'm watching this because if we break, I mean, obviously if we break out of here, then then I think crypto's like I think we're gonna come a lot lower. But honestly, this is one of the more bullish signs because we've tapped into this level and we're still we're rejecting the zone, right? So if USDT dominance were to just do this, we're going to see a massive move for the crypto. Okay, I do think that there's temporary downside for the next, maybe this weekend, and then maybe Sunday night we're going to start to see a pump slash like Monday morning. But I do think that overall on the higher time frame, we're going to see one more flush to the downside, and then we're going to see a move. So we're very close because USDT dominance is showing us that there is potential that we're going to get a massive move very soon because we're at resistance. Okay, so very interesting to see that we are still holding the zone. If, like, for example, if price was, I mean, last week price was looking like it was going to close above this level, and then that would have been scary. But you can see our price closed back below, still respecting, and the buyers stepping in for crypto. Okay, so right now, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens on this weekly candle. So 3 more days, but I still think that crypto is still fun, and personally buying at these levels when USDT dominance is this high and at these strong levels for reactions. Personally, this is when I buy crypto because when USDT dominance has resistance, and that would mean that crypto is mainly at support. So you want to be buying at support and then selling. So like basically, what you want to do is, let's just say you bought crypto here. And if USDT dominance comes down to here, this is where you want to be selling like some of your crypto. Okay, so it's quite a nice indicator to see where the tops and bottoms are for crypto in general. Okay, so USDT dominance is still at resistance. Only if we had a break out of this level, then that's when you start stressing. Okay, but as long as we stay at resistance and we get rejected, we should be fine. Okay, and then there is one more token I want to speak about because I know a lot of people have been it's Zcash. Okay, so basically, I am looking for Zcash to actually come down a little bit lower here. I am looking for a nice little move here. I'm looking at a potential 351 entry. So you guys can also jot this down. Honestly think that if Zcash were to come here, we're definitely going to have a bounce from the zone. Super strong token right now. I do think that this could easily go to $1,000 within the next couple months or even weeks. So for me, I'm just waiting for a good entry for Zcash. I've put alerts and I've put some limit orders at like 351. So we'll see. I do think that it's possible to get there, but it's been super strong. We did break trend and we're still below trend, but it's still so strong compared to the market. So basically, these are the tokens that you want to be looking at when the market is looking a little bit bearish right now, because the ones that are actually pumping when the market's bearish, those are the ones that are going to pump super hard when the market's bullish, right? You know what I mean? So Zcash is one of those ones that you want to actually look at in terms of looking for longs. Okay, so if price were to come to 351, guys, I think this is a beautiful entry, and this is, you're looking at like a 200% gain. You put like a 3x leverage on that, and you sort it. Okay, so Zcash is on my radar for a move to the upside. And yeah, I think I mean there's a lot of questions about different tokens later, so we can go through those. But also one more before I leave here is RCP. Okay, so basically with RCP, I'm looking at an entry as well. Okay, an entry is above 6.756. Okay, RCP's been pumping super hard. So what I'm waiting for is I'm just waiting for price to start closing above 6.756. Okay, if so on the 4 hour time frame, if price were to close above here, we're looking at a 42% move to the upside. And this is what I'm waiting for, right? And the thing is that the nice thing about trading is, if price doesn't close above this level, then I'm not going to get the setup. So basically, I'm just waiting for this to happen. Like I'm not going to just enter a long right now because there is a possibility for this to come down, to these levels over here. So for me, I'm just wait for price to close above this level here and then look to take out the highs. So yeah, I think RCP is also a good coin to hold for the next couple months. If obviously if we get a push to the upside, but yeah, that's kind of my take on the current market right now.
Oh yeah, sure. Thanks for July. Very clear. Yeah, that's so great. And last one, let's invite Persephone. Yeah, it's your turn. Mhm.
Hello, thank you so much for having me. I'm gonna share my screen right now. Just hold on. All right. I hope you can see my screen now. Please, can you hear me?
You-
Can you hear me, please?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So, actually, on the market to this week, it has really not been, it's still the same thing as last week. It has really not moved as much as I thought it was going to move. Bitcoin is ranging between 99,000 and 107,000. So I was expecting price to push lower than 99,000, but it didn't get all the way to 99,000. I think it stopped at 100,000 or thereabout, or 101 actually. So I was expecting price to push lower than 99,000, but it didn't get there. So now, currently I do not have a particular trade, a particular entry on Bitcoin. I'm waiting for a break below 99,000, or if the price goes higher than 107,000, I think that was when I would be able to get an entry, a very good entry on Bitcoin. If it goes higher than 107,000, currently it's just consolidating. It has been fluctuating between 101,000 and 102,800. I think yesterday morning it went all the way to 103 actually. Okay, so I'm going to okay, yeah. I think it went to 103 actually, but it has really just been playing around 101 and 102. So, I'm waiting for price to go higher than 107 or below 99,000. That's when I'll know, if I can get a very good entry on Bitcoin. If I see a reaction at 105 or 106 either, the resistance level, I would also like to take a sell position on Bitcoin. All right. So for Ethereum, like I said, the market is similar. Nothing really much has been happening on Ethereum too. In fact, I think Ethereum did not actually go down like the other coins. The Bitcoin went down more than Ethereum and every other coin. Ethereum is like slowly but steady, like I always call it. It was, I think, the last 2 weeks that it's drastically went down. And I don't know if you remember the drawdown that happened in the market, I think last month. That was when Ethereum drastically went down. But ever since then, it has really just been playing around. 3.2 and 3.4, but I'm expecting it to move all the way to 3.8. This is also very similar to Bitcoin, but because there is a 1 hour bullish structure on Ethereum. I had a buy limit at 3,350, but price didn't retrace to 3,350 level just yet. So currently the price is at 3,480. Currently it's at 3,480. It has been playing around 3.4, 3.3, and 3.5 since midnight. So I'm expecting it to go all the way up until 3.7 or 3.9, before I wait for a reaction, or even before I expect a break above the 3.900. So it's just a similar case as Bitcoin and every other coin to have similar cases, because we all know that if Bitcoin draws down, other coins follows. Actually, if Bitcoin comes down, other coins follow. And I think that's what's happening to the market currently. And I've been checking on ENA too. I've been checking on ENA too. I actually placed a trade on ENA too. So okay, checking on ENA too. All right. So for ENA, I took a buy position on ENA at 0.3130 actually, and this was around yesterday, 0.3130. But since last week Thursday, the price has been ranging continuously. So it initially went up to 0.36. I think 0.36 was actually the highest that it got to. So you can see right here 0.36. But now, coming all the way back to the entry point, coming all the way back to my entry point, which was 0.3130, and it even went below that. So the coins are consolidating right now. They are not really moving, nor they're not moving. They're just fluctuating, and so I am still in the trade. Actually, I'm still in the eternal trade, but I expect it to go up. Although the indicator being used signifies that the momentum is still very bullish. So I'm expecting it to actually go higher than it is right now. So I think most of the coins are waiting for Bitcoin to move, and then before they take their own way. And we also have been looking at BCH, but I've not really gotten a very good entry on BCH actually. So the coins that I've been really looking at is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and ENA too. So I think that's really what I have for this week.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Thanks for clarifying. And yeah, guys. Now I would like to dive into the next part. I have some questions about the market trends and would like to discuss with our traders. Yes, I will share my screen. Okay. Well, the question one is just a week ago. We were questioning whether a bear market was starting. The US government will reopen this week and stocks and gold have rallied. Is crypto heading back into a bull trend? Yeah, bull trend. And Priya, wanna try?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so just a week ago, we are wondering that the bear market was making a comeback again. So everyone wondered about because it's dropped below 100K, so no, never expected about it. So Bitcoin had lost momentum, and all coins were also pulling back, and sentiment was turning cautious. But right now everything is different, and because but things these are shifted so quickly than expected, because I expected the market shutdown may reopen after 16th of November, but it has happened so early. So the US government reopening has boosted the overall market confidence, and we also seen the stocks and even a gold rally in the past few days itself. It started to give its rally, so that is super excited one. So that kind of a broad recovery usually helps risk assets. Yeah, crypto is actually a risk asset as well. So right now, BTC, as we know that it is holding around 103, so it's showing a early signs of a stabilization after last week a dip. So I can see, because it's every side after the sideways movement, it has started to form some more pump. Then it is filling. So when it touches is a resistance level, so there is no more buyer to push it uptrend. So it started to fill. So what I think is it's keep on recovering, and that recovery was I'm expecting it will happen so sooner. So maybe in upcoming days it will happen. So right now the stabilization is keep on happening. So at the same time, investor sentiment is also improving, and the capital is slowly rotating into the altcoins, like as I said about XRP already, and even a Solana. So I have seen that is with the uh, amount was rotating into that, and fund flow is increasing towards the crypto, but nothing was happened till now. So we're waiting for the perfect time, and I think when the perfect time arrives, get the bull too. So which also showing decent gains also, even though we'll not get that much uh, volume of trade, even though we are getting a decent gain. So this tells us we are regaining the confidence. So this bull trend is back. I say it's in a recovery phase again. So it's not full bull run yet, because it's we need a perfect timing to shift it into a positive manner. Thank you.
Oh yeah, sure. Thanks for Priya. Yeah, let's wait for a while. Yeah, and see. So next one, let's hear from Delight.
Perfect. Can I quickly share my screen just to show something? Is that possible?
For sure.
Thank you. Just want to show you guys something. Um, all right. So basically, I do think that this is a fear in green index, guys, and it's literally like been the lowest it's ever been. Well, not ever been, but it's been the lowest since May. When was this? Sorry, March 2025. Okay, so basically, it shows you that a lot of people in the market are very, very scared, right? They don't know what's happening with crypto. We're seeing a dump most days, every week's feeling bearish. The sentiment right now is just people are very scared and they're panic selling. Okay, but look at every single time we at these levels, we see a massive push. Like we see a huge rally to the upside. Every time we tap these levels that we're currently in, like days/week later after like we at these zones, we see a massive move. Okay. So remember, like I know it's super stressful right now. You guys are like, oh my god, even now the market, it's dumping, currently dumping. But the thing is, whenever we below 20 in terms of the fear in greed index, this is one of the biggest buying indicators out there in terms of this is what people are doing, right? This is, I mean, what people in the market are currently now. They're just very, very fearful. So I personally think that buying within these zones, I do think that we can come down a little bit more, but not that much more. We most tokens are at like the lowest they've ever been, right? So I don't think that we can come down that much more. And just looking based on the fear and greed index, whenever we at these levels, we see a massive move in the market. So I think we're super close for a nice little bull push. I think we definitely going to close November green. So personally, I think accumulating in this levels is what I'm doing. So I'm not really stressing at all. I think it's a good opportunity right now.
Oh yeah, yeah, sure. So, Delight, do you have any advice for our investors?
Yeah, I mean, I just think that just don't, for me personally, like just with spots, like if you guys have a few tokens that you currently hold and they're gonna like potentially do well, just hold them, right? Because we all know that spots is as something that you're holding for a long period of time. So don't be scared when we're having these moves to the downside, because this is crypto. Crypto is volatile. If you don't want to be in a volatile market, then you should look at stocks. You know what I mean? So crypto is literally very, very volatile. So my advice would just be, stop stressing and just look at the fear and greed index, and we at a key zone, right? So I do think that we are super close for a massive move. There's a lot of indicators that I went through earlier, and what Priya and everyone went through earlier, and we're very, very close for a move to the upside. Okay, and this is one of the biggest tells. So yeah, just don't be scared. That's my advice. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, makes sense. Don't be scared. Thanks
yeah.
for July and thanks for your analysis. Well, last one, let's hear from Parasophine.
All right. So just a week ago, people, a lot of traders were kind of worried, because the market was really going back down. The market was, as if we were entering the bearish market. And if you even watch some videos of a lot of traders, people were actually assuming that we were already entering into another bear market, just like the way it happened, I think, last month. But and obviously it means that prices will be falling, keep falling for a while. And currently prices are actually falling, and people are still assuming that, oh, we're in a bearish market. So but like this thing that just happened, this the US government reopening, it gives more confidence to investors. Actually, it gives more confidence, and then it gives them a certain hope that we are still in the bullish market. And obviously the stocks and gold and everything has gone up, and this obviously shows that they are pumping money into the market, and shows that money is actually flowing into the market rather than hiding in different places. And when something like this happens, the markets rise, and obviously crypto often follows. So because investors start feeling confident in investing their money again, and also looking for higher returns. So it's always very positive when news like this comes out, because investors would like to invest more on the market, and that's when we have the bullish market. So, and with these signs, obviously, when the stocks are rising, the market is increasing, obviously it means that the market can actually be going towards, can be going back to the bullish trend. And I think investors will be very confident about this, and then the market will move again. So I actually think that the crypto is heading back to into the bull trend. And I don't know if you can remember last week, I still said it last week, that honestly, in my opinion, I feel like we're still in the bullish phase. It's just that some things happened 2 weeks ago and then last month, and which made traders to be very scared, and remove their funds and everything, and even in fact lose a lot of funds. But I still honestly feel like we're in the bullish trend. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, sure. Great. So Parasophine, do you think it's the right time to buy some tokens for investors? Okay, oh, yeah, yeah.
All right. So I think that there are some tokens that are okay. Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that there are some tokens that have really dropped. So traders should really look into those kind of tokens. We have a lot of tokens that have really dropped below, and when it's bullish time, these tokens would really move drastically and be in huge profit. So it's always very important for you to do your diligence, analyze the market, check the kind of coins that you are investing into. There are a lot of tokens that have dropped drastically in this bearish run, and it's very obvious and very sure that these coins would do very well in coming bullish trend. So all I'll just say is that there are a lot of coins actually to invest in, and yes, and I think that this is like the best time to also invest in some tokens. Just do your due diligence, get analyze the market very well and the particular coin that you would like to invest in, and then you're good to go.
Oh yeah, 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 makes sense. Try to find some tokens which is dropping very deep. Yeah, great. And guys, let's dive into question two. Yeah. Now that the market is bouncing back, what are the undervalued gems we should really be watching? Any projects or sectors you think are seriously underpriced and strong enough to hold up in both bull and bear markets? Yeah, some suggestions, I
I'll
think.
go.
Yeah.
I'll go. Yeah, I mean, I've got a few. I mean, I think that Zcash is probably the best one. I spoke about that earlier. I think Zcash, if Zcash can get to $351, I think that's one of the best entries because I do think it's going to go to 1,000 within this next push. I do think ICP is a good one. I do think SUI is also good. Um, what else is there? Let me have a look over here. XRP, I honestly think that XRP is going to $8. It's currently at 2.4. I think XRP is one of the safest ones you got. I don't think Solana, personally, like I've sold. I don't want to tell you what to do, but I've sold all my Solana for Ethereum because I should have actually spoken about it earlier. But basically, the Solana to Ethereum like chart, the correlation, Solana's losing a lot of strength compared to Ethereum. Okay, a lot. It's dumping super hard in terms of like the correlation. So I honestly don't think Solana is gonna do too well. I mean, it will still be here, but yeah, I personally don't think so. So yeah, ICP, what was it? ICP, XRP, SWI. I think Sonic's also a good one. Sonic. And what else is it? H bar is good as well, and obviously Ethereum. So yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
what I think.
yeah, 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 sure. Great. Thanks for your suggestion. And Persify, wanna share something?
All right, so I think Dylan has said a lot of coins that I've been looking into. I also think ARB, Chainlink, ENA too, like I mentioned earlier. ARB, Chainlink, ENA, I mentioned earlier. I'm also looking into BCH too, and people too. So those are the few coins that I think that would actually do well in the coming bullish trend.
Oh, yeah, 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 I see. Thanks for Persify. And last one, let's hear from Priya.
Yeah, thank you. So it's a great question actually, and when we see the undervalued gems, and I think undervalued and overvalued every tokens and coins, everything was right now in a bottom price. Okay, so to pick the exact gems right now to invest is little more tricky. Why? Because we have many undervalued. Even it's not in a hype level project, so majorly what I think is we know many meme coins and altcoins was being hyped all the time, but suddenly we can see some other projects to give a big bull. So major thing right now, what I'm looking into is based on the projects like layer two. It's layer two networks. Yeah. And most probably I can go with LDO. So whatever projects, maybe just do your own research, guys, because these are highly volatile always, as I say. So if you make your investment before in making an investment, just do analysis, which is so better. And why I'm talking about the LDO is it's a leader in Ethereum staking. Okay, so that's why I'm just sharing with the LTO, because we have earning steady fees even in a bear market. So that's why it could be a a better project to maybe it will get hype in this upcoming time period. And if it's in a bottom, just go ahead. And also Arbitrum, as I told you about the most active layer 2 networks with the real decentralized application and user growth. So those are involved into that. So likewise, we have certain, and even XRP. As I keep on talking about the XRP, you guys have to focus on it. If it's in a bottom, just make your position even just to hold it for long term. You'll get that bigger opportunity in a future. So from those profit taking possibilities more in a future. So such kind of a project is going to be a very well, even if it's in a both bull or bear markets. And along with that, just focus on one side. You can also focus on the meme coins too. So meme coins, the popular meme coins, you guys already know many popular meme coins, and everything's dropped right now. So, and one more thing right now I'm obsessed with is World Liberty Finance. It's fully influential, right? And we know how many high profiles are into this World Liberty. And I also a little bit focused on that. If you wanted to grab the very short term big profit, you may also look into that. But it has little more risk too. Why? Because they can sell anytime, and the price may drop anytime. So just be cautious always. I have listed few more coins and tokens you can check out right from your end and make your own analysis.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Firstly, make your own analysis, and second, I wanna ask for Priya. So, why you choose the layer two sector? Do you do any research?
Yeah, those are actually layer 2 Ethereum, layer 2 projects right now. Every project comes under the Ethereum layer 2. They are, we are focusing on. So that is gaining attention actually. So I'm most probably looking into the Ethereum layer 2 networks projects.
Yeah, great. Thanks for Priya. Well, guys, and let's dive into the question three. Yeah. With the market swinging widely, how can investors avoid panic selling or reckless bottom buying? What are some practical strategies for rational assets allocation and position management to help maintain discipline and manage the risk? Yeah, long question and yeah, the line.
Yeah. Um, I mean, I spoke a little bit on this earlier. I think there's a few things you can, a few strategies. You can look at USDT dominance, which we spoke about. Whenever USDT dominance is at resistance, which it is now, it's a good time to get involved. Then you can look at the fear and greed index, which is what we just went over, and that's literally like the lowest it's ever, well, the lowest it's been since March this year. And also, in terms of risk and allocation, in terms of assets, basically, you obviously want to go, higher into like the not as risky coins like Ethereum and Bitcoin, right? So you want to put most of your allocation in that, and then meme coins, you want to put like 5% of your portfolio in meme coins. You don't want to put, obviously, meme coins are the riskiest, right? So I don't want to tell you in terms of like how much percentage, but in terms of like asset allocation, just make sure that you're putting most of your money in like in the coins that actually are going to be here, right? Because meme coins might not be here, or some of them that you're investing in. So you don't want to put too much in that, and obviously the meme coins you're obviously expecting a higher return, which is why it's a lot more riskier, and the movement's a lot more. Okay, so personally, I'll just go in, like 50 to 60% of my accounts into like Bitcoin and ETH, and then I'll split like the 40% into like a couple other tokens that we spoke about earlier, and then I'll put like 5 to 10% in meme coins. But yeah, you don't want too many tokens. You want ones that's going to be there for a while. You don't want to have like 20 or 25 tokens. It's just going to mess your overall strategy. So personally, I would just have like 5 to 6 tokens, and then obviously the big caps, and then obviously meme coins. You can have like 2 to 3. But yeah, that's currently how I've been managing mine. But it's hard to tell people, you put this amount in or you put that amount in. So I think it's just important to, see how big your risk appetite is, but obviously put most of your capital into the ones that are going to be there, like ETH and Bitcoin. Okay, and even XRP. Personally, I think that it's going to be massive. So yeah.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for the line. Yeah, very professional, and I think our audience can learn your strategies. Yeah, and next one, let's hear from Persephone.
All right. So when markets moves when market swings widely, sorry, a lot of traders might actually panic. They might panic to sell, or chase dips out of fear, or just like to buy back. But one thing that remains is that if you're looking to having any token, or if you're looking to purchasing any token, first of all, you need to actually know, are you a long-term trader or a short-term trader? I think that's very important. If you're looking for meme coins or altcoins, you need to identify what kind of trader you are first. Are you a short-term trader? Are you a trader that, you just want to, like, get into the market and get back out? Or are you a trader that you want to invest and actually wait for the coin to germinate well and then move very high? So for personally, I'm a long-term trader. I actually believe in investing in a particular coin and leaving it to do a lot of profit in the future run. But then you need to actually know, are you a long term or a short term? If you're a short term trader, it's just very advisable to look into the token very well, look into your token very well, and analyze a lot. Because if you're a short term trader, you tend to like lose a lot actually. Tend to like lose a lot only if you are very good with your strategy, because there are a lot of long short term traders that are very good, and then they make a lot of profit. And then also the position sizing is very important. Position sizing is very important. And actually the sets the stop loss and take profit also very important if you are looking to invest, if you're a short-term investor or a long-term investor. And another thing to look into is the type of token that you'll be investing in. I know that a lot of people follow more tokens based off hype, social media trend, and everything. I remember a particular coin that came out. Can't remember the name. But a particular coin came out, I think, in 2020, and because of social media, and especially when the Trump token came out too, I think I was part of the people that bought Trump token when it came out. The moment I bought it, that was when the coin fell woefully, and I lost a lot of money. So I also partook in the social hype of the Trump token. So if you're the type that you just buy coins based off on the social media hype, or you can see that, oh, this coin is really moving fast, and then you just think, oh, you want to step into it and buy and things. I think that's very risky. So you should know the kind of coin that you are investing into, which still boils down to analyzing the market very well. Nothing beats analyzing the type of token that you want to invest in, so and also having a very good strategy. And you can't control the market volatility. You cannot control what the market does. I don't think any trader would have believed that 2 weeks ago, or even last month, the market would drop the way it did drastically. So nobody can control how the market volatility is. But I think with a very good discipline and a very good structure, you can also protect your capital and stay in position for long term growth. And this, I'm talking to people that are long term traders. With a very strong discipline and a good structure, you can protect your capital and stay positioned for long term growth, through both the bullish market or the bearish market. I think that's what I have on that question.
Yeah, great. Thanks for Persephone. And Persephone, yeah, do you have any tips to avoid the panic? Sometimes people will be scared. Yeah, personally. Yeah, like what you
Yes.
would. Okay.
Yes, so that's why I said earlier that for you to be able to avoid panicking and fear, as I said earlier, that it's very important to have a very good strategy. You can't be a trader and not have a very good strategy that you follow through. Your strategy should have been working for you for couple of years, and you know that, yeah, this strategy, no matter how the market goes, either bullish or bearish, this strategy is going to work for me. And then, I also mentioned analyzing the particular coin that you want to invest in. I also mentioned, your stop loss and your take profit. Please do not be greedy as a trader. Do not be greedy. Greediness is going to cost you a lot of loss actually. So you need to, have your take profit and stop loss. And also, I also mentioned your position sizing too. There are some traders that actually trade with 100x. I used to be that trader, but not anymore. So some people trade with 100x because I think that still boils down to greediness. So don't be greedy. Set your stop loss, your take profit, and also very be observant of your position sizing, and avoid coins that has to do with social media hypes. I think those fall under the meme coins. So avoid coins that has to do with social media hype. And I think basically nobody can actually control the market. You just have to try and be best at what you do.
Yeah, yeah, sure, makes sense. Don't be greedy. And last one, let's hear from Priya.
Yeah, thank you. So when the market gets swings, that is a very hard situation, and actually the emotions can play in this part. Yeah, that will take away. Emotions will always take over, and fear leads to panic selling, and greed triggers reckless bottom buying. Yeah, so sometimes who are holding for long term, we go for the dollar cost average. That makes you to get your priced average. But who are making trades in the futures, or who are making the intradays, they might be get panic, and the panic selling will be happen at the time. Even spot traders also sometimes they will get a panic, and the best way to stay is the planning is very important before you start to trade, because make a trade whenever you are investing. The main thing I will always keep in mind is whatever I'm investing into the crypto, that I always think I'm ready to lose it. So if I think it, then I won't keep on follow that market flow. I will just keep on calm and wait for that market to recover. Because if you invested in a futures, that might be liquidated. So if it is in a spot, and why should I worry about it? So that always the money we are investing, just split the money and invest into every part of the beer. Maybe you will get a different kind of supports all the time. And even we always follows the market news, right? So like worldwide news is also affect the market, and also we'll keep on follow that. But always we won't be panic about that news is anytime that may change. Okay, so that may turn to positive if you follow blindly follow those news is we will get panic actually. So what I personally think is, first always define your risk per position and decide how much you can lose before entering any trade. Usually it might be 1 to 3% of your portfolio. Yes, if you want to gain something, you have to lose something. But if you wanted to be so cautious, that's very important to keep on go with these spot trade. Futures, it might be a high liquidation is there, and the liquidity is also more with that. So the leverage, if you take a less leverage, there is a less a risk onto it. So just remember that, and also that prevents one bad move from wiping you out. So usually just fix the loose. So stop loss, of course, it might be. So the main thing, you have to control your emotions when markets get wild. Emotion kills the strategy. So whatever the strategy you have, When the BTC falls below 100K and below than that, nothing gonna work out. Whatever the strategy you're using, nothing gonna work out. So simply the only thing is calm is the only thing which gonna work. Even pain is everything is there with us, but the only major thing, just keep calm. Everything have a change. So not all the situation is going to be continue. So everything have a changes. So you have to avoid the panic selling by presetting your risk limit. So only, as I told, about the 1 to 3% per trade, that is a risk limits actually you can go with. And as I informed about the dollar cost average, that you can split your holdings into long term conviction assets as a short term play. So as using a stop losses, scale entries, and even never chase a green candle. So many people are doing that in a recent times, I have seen. So when the market was started to react a bull, so everyone chasing into the same greenish bull candle, and suddenly they are making a liquidation. So that making people to keep on worry about their losses. So be sure about not to chase the green candle. So volatility rewards discipline, so not emotion. So stay focused on the process, not the headlines, as I told you about the, yeah, news is also important, but if you keep on chasing that, you may also have more fear about the markets. Thank you.
Yeah, sure, sure. That's great. Thanks for Priya. And guys, let's be confident and don't worry about it. Well, thank you all for joining us today. I bet this live stream is very important for our audience. And be sure to keep an eye on CoinW and our esteemed guest. Follow their Twitter account as they will continue to share valuable insights on the world of crypto. Overall, I would like to thank everyone for joining this inspiring discussion today. And thank you guys. See you next time.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye bye.
Thank you so much for having us, Nora.